Welcome to Petite Professionals. Today we're going to talk about putting yourself on paper. It can be kind of awkward talking about yourself and writing about your accomplishments, but we're going to talk about it today because in pageants and in your career, you have to talk about yourself, you have to write about yourself. And I was thinking about that today because I have nationals coming up in July, and I was thinking about my pageant paperwork. And then Laura and I have comeback coaching, and I was thinking about resume templates. And there is an overlap, and there's a lot of differences between the two. So I thought if this would be a fun video to make and talk about and be beneficial to you. So why me? Why am I doing this video? Well, let's talk about my pageant history. Um, I started competing in pageants when I was a senior in college. I am currently a title holder with the Petite USA system. I am Mrs. Wisconsin Petite. This is my second time holding this title, and this system is near and dear to my heart. I love it so much. And if you're thinking about Petite USA, do it. When it comes to pageants, I've also been a judge before, and I have read a lot of paperwork and I have crafted my own paperwork. So I have some notes to share about that. And then when it comes to careers, I used to be a store manager. So I did the hiring. I hired my assistant managers, my key holders, my team members. I'm currently a market coordinator for the North Wisconsin market. I have 8 stores and I am in grad school right now. So I have a bachelor's degree in art and advertising, and now I'm pursuing my master's in clinical mental health. All right, let's talk about pageant paperwork. I'm going to need you to grab their attention. I'm going to need you to keep it current, keep it recent, and then get feedback. So, again, based on my personal experience, I have judged a pageant where I got the paperwork a week in advance, and I've also judged where I've got the paperwork like an hour before the interview. And I know there's some systems that will give the judges like a month in advance. Whether it's a month or an hour before your interview, you want to grab their attention. You want to be memorable, and memorable for the right reasons. So this is going to sound super cheesy, but I mean it. I mean it so much. Is there's only one you, okay? You have your story, you have your experiences, what you've gone through, your wins, your opportunities. Focus on you. The contestant next to you, she has her own journey, right? So let her be true to her and you be true to you, because it will come across on a like the authenticity does show. Okay, so when you're talking, it'll show. So please be true to you and talk about current events, like what you're doing, right? Like don't talk about I did a really cool fundraiser 7 years ago. Like you want to talk about things you're doing now and that you're truly passionate about and something that you're really going to want to spend your time on as a title holder. And then feedback. Um, Definitely get a coach. Sometimes your director will offer to review your paperwork too. So it's always nice to have a second set of eyes. And then once you have your paperwork all good to go, you can use that for your mock interview. So pageant paperwork, I feel like, is a lot of like leaving little nuggets to tell stories, and you're going to want to do bullet points. Don't write out paragraphs. And that is the main similarity I have for pageant paperwork and career resumes is you are laying little nuggets that could tell stories, but it's a lot of bullet points. And I feel like with career resumes, it's a little bit more cut and dry, especially like depending on your career. Like for me as a buyer, I would put like, up 5.6% to plan last quarter. And it's just more like telling my successes and the numbers. They're curious about the numbers. So for career resumes, Canva is a game changer. These 2 templates are from Canva. I just copied and pasted on here. Like, these are amazing. I love when people have like a little photo. It's just such a nice personal touch. So you got your contact information, your name, a little bit about yourself, and then your experience, education, your skills. This is great. So I wanted to share with you a little piece of advice that ties along with the video I posted about comeback coaching. There is a tool out there that will scan a resume and will pull the candidate out of the running if they have any like 6 months or greater time away from work. Well, this affects stay-at-home moms coming back to the workplace. Now, if you are a stay-at-home mom that is returning to the workplace, you need to include that as a job. So, for example, let's say, so here it says content creator, um, 2021 to present day. Let's say that was your time as the caregiver at your home. So you would write caregiver, put your dates, and then write in there like financial planning, childcare provider. Because if you were not home providing that service for your family, you would be sending your child to daycare or hiring a nanny. So you need to put that in there. 2 reasons. One, it's a job you're doing, and then secondly, you don't want to leave that time blank. Okay. And then with skills and stuff, if you had been home as a stay-at-home mom for a few years, think about any like volunteer that like things you've done. For example, let's say you were helping at Harbor House with their committee board. You can include that. Or if one of your kids is in school and you've been helping with the PTA, and write down some event planning. So make sure you're thinking outside the box of your skill sets and showcase that and show them how diverse you are with your skills and how like beneficial you are to their team. Okay, so really quick, want to talk about comeback coaching. Laura and I started this service. And so Laura, I don't have her resume in front of me, but she went to UW-Madison. She went to school to be a buyer. She has quite an extensive resume. I know she was like, oh gosh, I was like RVP or something, or department something for the buying department at Kohl's. You have to ask her. She's has quite the resume. She's done a lot with retail, with buying. And then myself, I went to UW Whitewater. I have a bachelor's in art and advertising, and now I'm back in school to become a therapist. But I have been a manager. I've been a market trainer. And one thing that I really love about being a manager is helping people work towards their goals, finding out what drives them and what they're good at, and using that to get to the next step. So, between Laura and I's skill set and our experiences, we have put together 3 sessions that focus on goals, resumes, cover letter, wardrobe, and mock interviews to help prepare the stay-at-home mom returning to the workplace. So if you are someone that could benefit from that service, please reach out to us. It's thecomebackcoaches@gmail.com. We would love to work with you. Get a hold of us. And if you want to share some paperwork tips, whether it's career or pageant, feel free to leave a comment and let me know what works for you or things to watch out for. Thanks for watching.